Kia ora, and welcome to this introductory video on how to set up and use your Maritime New Zealand 7K mini skimmer system. The Vekoma Mini Skimmer is a small, lightweight, and easy to use tool to clean up your oil spill. Under perfect conditions, it is capable of removing 7,000 litres of oil off the water per hour, hence the name 7K. It uses rotating discs to remove the oil from the water, then is pumped by the power pack into a storage unit or a frame tank. Before using this device, it is important to make sure you have the correct PPE as shown by this responder here. Your skimmer system will arrive in a single crate. The contents list is visible on the cover. Before setting up, we must remove the contents from the crate, and we recommend you work as a team. The first step is to fold down the front door. This is also used as a ramp to remove the power pack. The skimmer head is stored on top along with the hoses, and the power pack rolls out like this. Please note that if you have the other model of the 7K, like the one shown on screen now, then the operating principles and pre-start checks are still the same. Please refer to the operation manual on how to put together the power pack and pump, and then continue watching this video. Your system should include the following items: the Vekoma 7K mini skimmer head, the Kamara power pack, a pair of hydraulic hoses, a rigid suction hose with floats, and 3 lay-flat discharge hoses. Next, it's important to do some pre-start checks. There's an indicator here showing the level of the hydraulic fluid. If it's below the red line, it will need to be topped up. You can do this by removing the black filler cap, which is located on top of the hydraulic tank. The engine oil can be checked on the side of the motor. Remove this cap and you will see that it also has the dipstick on it. Just make sure the engine oil is nice and clean and between the lines. If it needs a top up, then just add the oil right here. And then once you're done, screw the cap back on tight. The power pack runs on normal diesel, just like you would find at the local gas station. The filler cap is located on top. Remove it and check you have enough diesel for your operation. Once you're done, screw it back on, but make sure to not over tighten it. The battery is located on the side of the power pack and needs to be connected for the engine to start. It is likely disconnected so that the battery doesn't go flat whilst in storage. Lift the connector onto the terminal and use a spanner to tighten it up. Once it's tight, pull the plastic sleeve over the connector so that it stays safe. Connected to the suction inlet of the pump is this cam lock adapter. Remove it and check there is a Booner seal located inside. This is vital to make sure the machine maintains good suction. This adapter should already be connected to your machine, but if it's not, please check the crate. Lastly, on top of your machine you will find this controller. Please don't touch this, it is only for service technicians. Now it's time to set up our skimming system. First, let's wheel our power pack into position as demonstrated here. Here is a simple diagram of how this machine connects up. Connecting hydraulic fittings is simple. Just pull back the sleeve and insert the connection. The skimmer head and the power pack have different sized fittings, so the hoses can only go one way. When making a hydraulic connection, we recommend having a cloth underneath just in case it spills a bit of fluid. Next, let's attach the rigid suction hose with the cam lock fitting. Move it into position and pull back the levers to make sure it's secured in place. Please make sure that the 2 floats are located close to the skimmer head. Let's now hook up the hydraulics to the power pack. You will see that these fittings are slightly bigger, but work the same as before. The other end of the rigid hose attaches to that cam lock adapter. This is located on the suction side of the pump. Lastly, let's attach the discharge hose. We have included 3 of these in your crate, and they can be connected together to create a longer discharge hose if required. We can now lift the 7K into position and start skimming oil off the water. For the purposes of this video though, we're just going to pop it in our freshwater tank. Now that we are ready to start up our power pack, let's move the throttle into the start position. Next, check that the disc speed control is set all the way clockwise. Lastly, make sure that the 2 drain ports located underneath the pump are set to the horizontal position. This machine is loud, so make sure you're wearing earmuffs. To start the engine, turn the ignition key all the way and then let go once it starts. To collect oil, we will need the discs to be spinning. Turn the disc speed control anti-clockwise to increase the speed of the discs. If you are failing to collect any oil, then your discs are likely not spinning fast enough. If oil starts flicking up against the screen, then you may be spinning too fast. It's also helpful to check the discharge hose. If there's nothing coming out, you might not be spinning the discs fast enough. And if there's too much water coming out, they could possibly be spinning too fast. Adjust the speed accordingly to get the most efficient extraction. Once we are finished, turn the speed control all the way clockwise to stop the discs. When you're finished, you can lift the skimmer head out of the water and begin to pack up. If you have used your skimmer on an exercise, like we have, then please give everything a flush with fresh water and let it dry before packing up. If your system has been used on a response and is heavily soiled, please contact Maritime New Zealand for advice on how to clean. Taking apart all the connections is the reverse of how we put it all together. Again, use a cloth when disconnecting hydraulic hoses and pop in the plastic protectors after you're done. Disconnecting the cam lock fittings is easy. Once all the hoses are clean and dry, they can be rolled up so they're ready for the next response. Lastly, drain all the water from the pump by opening the ports underneath. Once everything is clean and dry, it can be returned to the crate, ready for the next response. Thank you for watching this introductory video on how to set up and use your 7K mini skimmer system. Stay safe and see you next time.